A video containing serious accusations against the Minas state governor is being circulated on the internet. This video was made by a Brazilian from the state of Minas Gerais, but because it was made in English, it was distributed by the opposition as an English documentary. An excerpt from the theater piece, Minas Gerais, 1967.
Eu sou de Coromandel.
This is a joke, but what you are going to see now is very serious. Difficult? No, it's not so difficult. Look at the innumerable articles critical of the state government that are published constantly in the Minas state newspapers. The author of the video also gave great importance to another video made by the student Marcelo Baetta some years ago as an academic project. So much importance that, going against a basic rule of good journalism, he preferred not to go direct to the source. He preferred to interview the student and not the journalists cited by him. Soon you will know why. When this statement by journalist Marco Nascimento began to circulate some years ago, he showed his disgust for the use of his statement outside of the context in which it was given, trying to induce a different interpretation and conclusion from that which he had given. Look at what Marco Nascimento said in another statement he gave, still in the year 2006.
Em momento algum, durante o depoimento que fiz, eu atribuí responsabilidade a quem quer que fosse do governo de Minas Gerais. E reitero isso aqui.
This statement that you just saw could be found on the internet since 2006. Why didn't the author of the videotape mention its existence? Why choose to use an old statement already publicly contradicted by its own author? Why didn't he seek out the journalist in order to hear him personally? The video's author saw suspicion in the fact of a notice being placed in the national TV news broadcast and the fact that during the commercial break, some announcer made mention of the same thing. Would it be strange if the National Journal news broadcast would announce that a record number of families had been helped by the Bolsa Familia, a program of the federal government, and then during the interval, the same federal government attached some advertising relative to the theme? In order to have an idea of the importance of the administration's experiment in Minas that led to the zero deficit, it is enough to say that recently the BIRD chose the state of Minas Gerais as the first federal unit in the world to be partners in the experience of financing without financial counterparts. The video's author offers a specific amount for communication spending. He shows the growth of the investment during the execution of the 2006 budget, and in it we understand that there exists something exceptional in the budget growth for the area. Wouldn't it be better or more correct for him to say that the budget begins small in all areas of the government and that the expenditures will be allowed to grow by the same rate as estimated receipts grow? Look at the growth of the budget in other areas of Minas government during 2006. Without considering absolute values, much larger in other areas, there was a 44% growth in the area of communication. In education, growth was 77%, and in social assistance, growth was 186%. Your attention, please. You will now see two clear examples of the manipulation of information. Look at this graphic illustration. Just suppose that the numbers shown here were really changed into reality. Look at the graph being shown. Look at how it should be shown. Look again at how it was changed in order to impress you. But it isn't just the graph that is wrong. The information is also wrong. The video's author presented a graph in dollars. But notice, the Minas state government doesn't pay expenses in dollars, but rather in reals. You will now see why he chose to show the values in dollars and not in reals. Look at the reality of expenses shown in reals. But the cambio exchange rate for the period is not shown, which gives the impression of a larger investment. According to the mistaken reasoning of the video's author, made in dollars, the growth of communication expenses during the period he chose was 24.81%. Using correct reasoning in reals, the growth was only 1.62%. The author also made other serious mistakes. He confuses that which is the communication budget with the advertising budget. Wouldn't it be fairer if he compared this investment with that of other states in the Union? We see that the state of Minas occupies only 13th place among 14 Brazilian states researched. While Minas State shows an expenditure for publicity of 3.63 reals per person, the federal government spends 4.04. São Paulo State, 3.79 reals. Bahia, 4.64 reals. And Rio de Janeiro, 6.48 reals. The journalist Hugo Braga was another journalist who protested the way in which his broadcast statement was used, which led to a different conclusion than the one he meant to give with his statements. Look at what the journalist Hugo Braga said in a recorded statement available on the internet for more than a year.
Eu falei para ele duas coisas importantes. Em primeiro lugar, nunca fui cesseado no exercício profissional no Estado de Minas. Nunca fui censurado, nunca fui limitado no exercício da minha profissão. Em segundo lugar, eu tenho uma crença, tinha na época e continuo tendo até hoje, que o governador Aécio Neves não pediu a minha demissão ao jornal Estado de Minas.
This statement, which you have just heard and seen, has been available on the internet since 2006. Why has the video's author not mentioned the existence of it? Why choose to use an older published statement already publicly contradicted by the very author? And why not search out the journalist in order to hear him personally? The truth is that Mr. Hugo Braga continues working as a special reporter in the same company until today, as can be shown by the following materials. Even with the seriousness of the accusations, the author of the video offers just 9 words to show the position of the Minas government on the subject. 9 words. Lies, after being repeated 1,000 times, are difficult to erase. Even more difficult is to overcome the unjust attack on the personal and professional honor of so many people. For more information, access the link below.